Hello, and welcome to The Base, Big and Small Screens. This week I'd like to talk to you about Bubba Hotep. Now, Bubba Hotep is a movie that is kind of strange, kind of weird, kind of funny. Um, if you like Bruce Campbell, then you've probably already seen this movie. If you're not as big a fan of Bruce Campbell as some people are, you may not have heard about it, you may not have seen it. I would highly recommend fixing that problem if that is the case. Because Bubba Hotep is a very it is one of those movies that just comes out of nowhere, really, and kind of makes you wonder. Because what it's about, you've got Bruce Campbell playing Elvis Presley. Not the Elvis Presley that died so fantastically in the bathroom at Graceland, and you know all that stuff that happened with him, with the whole publicity going on. Not that Elvis Presley. No, 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 no. See, at some point before that, the real Elvis Presley went and um, changed places with a very amazing look-alike imposter, Elvis Presley impersonator. Uh, so that he could get away from all the fame and the glamour. And then before he could change back with the guy, he ended up overdosing on drugs, leaving the real Elvis Presley estranged from his family, who thinks he's dead, and basically being an impersonator of himself. And his life went on. Now, the really cool thing is this takes place when he's in a retirement home for the elderly. And nobody knows that he's really Elvis Presley. He's friends with Ozzie Davis, uh, fellow down here, an amazing African American, aka a black actor, who I have seen in many, many things. So I've always enjoyed him. So seeing two actors that I really enjoy in the same movie is kind of cool. Now, Ozzie Davis is playing JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. And I know, but he seems to think that the CIA faked his death, took out a part of his brain, and dyed his skin so that nobody would know who he was. Conspiracy theory. Possibly a little bit crazy. We don't know. They never actually say one way or another whether it's true. They just put out these little hints and these little things that JFK says happened, and then there's nothing to say one way or the other, whether he's actually crazy or whether he's actually telling the truth. Given that you've already got Elvis Presley living somebody else's life, you kind of have to wonder. Now, in the midst of all this, in the midst of this down in Texas, at this retirement home, some of the people start dropping dead because there's a monster on the loose there. There is Bubba Hotep, this cowboy boot wearing Egyptian mummy that likes to suck the souls out of the barely living. And it's up to these two to take it down. And that's the entire movie. It's all about this setting in this retirement home. People are dying, and Elvis Presley has to fight a mummy. Now, already, there's a certain subset section of people out there that are like, if you haven't seen this movie, they're like, I have to go see this movie now. Because it's just like that. It's that type of movie. But there's so much else kind of going on because they delve definitely into characters of both JFK and Elvis, and especially Elvis, where he's ruminating about his life, about what he could have done differently, should he have done what he did. He's estranged from his family because he can't just go up and say, I'm the real Elvis, when his family believes that the real Elvis is now dead. So he hasn't seen them in ages, and he's just wondering, you know, did he make a mistake? All this stuff is kind of going on. There's character development. that happens with our wonderful main characters here. And it's just a glorious, weird little mix of comedy and horror, just perfectly blended. Um, I do know that they are doing a prequel to this, I believe called Bubba Nosferatu, where Bruce Campbell will be playing Elvis again, but a younger version when he stumbles across some vampires. So that could be very interesting. I'm looking forward to checking that out. I don't know what all else is going to happen, but we'll see. We shall see. But for this week, I'm going to leave it here. As always, if you like what I'm doing, please give that like button a tap. Give that subscribe button a tap as well if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I do new videos. And throw a comment in the comment section. Have you seen Bubba Hotep? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let's get a discussion going. I'd love to talk with some people. So that's going to be it for this episode of Big and Small Screens. As always, my friends, as always, keep watching your movies, enjoying the good stuff, and check out Bubba Hotep. You might like it. And I'll see you next week.